Record. All right, guys. So, welcome to my Sunday weekly analysis that I do every week. I'm gonna just look at the market over on a weekly basis and see. I do check it on a weekly basis, but just looking at a chart on the weekly on higher time frames and looking for potential pairs to get into right now, but also could look at some pairs throughout the week. So first, let's go through some news events. So 9 a.m. we have the Federal Chair Powell speaks. He's gonna be speaking on some, I don't know whatever he's gonna speak about. But if you could watch for that, is sees possibly some volatility in the DXY or US dollar pairs. GP news at 2:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and it's kind of basically the same thing. 9:30 a.m. we have the official cash rate and RBNZ rate statement for NZD dollar. That's at 9 p.m. You can definitely watch for that. I think this is not too sure. As I usually always say about NZD, I'm not really 100% sure this is the one. I know that Mike Thrower and also Chris Dayton, they know, so I'll go ahead and check that out. But then we have Wednesday. Oh wait, USD 9:30 Fed Chair Powell testifies, so watch out for that as well. Wednesday 2:15 a.m. on the euro, we have flash services PMI. We have the German PMI, and then we have Fed Chairman Powell again testifying. Chair Powell, not chairman, but whatever you guys want to talk about. H4 already traded, S&P monetary policy statement, and same thing with dollar. Just have a whole lot of things. So I don't want to that Friday, Saturday, off my video, and also turn that off, and then I'll go on to the regular charts. Okay, so a new indicator that arbitrage just got. It's like for support and resistance, and I just have it on my naked charts, but I'm gonna remove it for now. But I like having that. It shows you when it pops up, shows you the arbitrage daily resistance, because it's just like basically a moving support and resistance. But yeah, so got the 1 hour moving support resistance, 4 hour. I color coded it so that I know what it is, but it comes in their own colors. But enough of that. Let's talk about the DXY. All right, so first and foremost, I actually want to zoom in on this real quick. All right, so the DXY weekly time frame basis, it's still on the same consolidating business right now, right? Obviously, I've already talked about these zones that I drew like last week and the week before that, so just wanted to point that out first. Go on to the daily time frame, because like I mentioned, price is still just consolidating at this point. So I want to zoom in on here. And so this daily candle right here, price came all the way up here, then tanked all in the same day. So I'm still feeling that price is going to continue going lower, but I don't want to just buy or sell it at this level right here. I mean, if price continues to sell and you catch it, you keep selling, well, it'd be like let's say if you're in USD JPY and you were in a sell and you want to keep selling based off of the DXY, then sure, why not? But me, for right now, I'm not going to get into anything right here. I would want price to come down to here, and just so you guys can see why, let me go ahead and throw this fib up from this breakout or this impulsive move. On price to come down to the 61%. Although realistically, I would rather it just come down to this support before it going bullish again. That's kind of the move that I would want to personally see. But at the same time, I actually want to just get rid of all this, because I don't know. It's just, yeah, price is bouncing off of this zone right here, but also it came up here as well, and then it just retreated so fast. So right now it's just basically in no man's land. Gonna go ahead and go here on the 4-hour time frame. So yeah, like I mentioned, on the 4-hour time frame, price has been bouncing off of this zone right here, right? And so now I really would rather have price come down here to this main. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Hold on. I don't want that. All right. Close this off. Get rid of all of this right here. I want to see what price is really going to do, because like I mentioned, basically it's in no man's land. And I would rather price come up here to tell me that if it's going to reject and come to the downside, or if price is going to come down here to tell me it's going to reject to go to the upside. So really just, yeah, price is just bouncing, consolidating in this zone as of right now until it makes a decision. See? Just sideways. So I want price to come up here to drop down. That's what I would prefer. You get me? That's what I would prefer to see. But then I also know that the possibility of price coming down just right here to jump up, that's more likely to happen at this point. But we'll see what happens. You know, I'm not really a fan of how the DXY looks, and it'd be playing games sometimes. Let's go on to arbitrage, see what arbitrage is saying. This is Ripple that I was looking at earlier. Come on now, DXY. Okay. Oops, put caps locks on by accident. All right, so daily time frame told us to exit, get out of the bullish DXY, but it's still showing that it might climb back up over that over this RSI line, and if it does, then it'll most likely give us another buy. And same thing right here, price has just been bouncing off the support. So I still do have my bullish move, like my bullish move in mind for the DXY. And then also over here on the 1-hour time frame, we also have that it's called for a buy right this happened like right before the market closed on Friday. So wait a minute, is it? No, actually, no. This is from today. I guess the market opened up and it called for a buy, but still want to see what it does. I think it's going to come down over here again as well. So don't really want to rush into anything right now, but I am bullish on the US dollar, especially just the way how arbitrage looks. Don't like how this looks either, but again, it's just been bouncing off this support down here. So just going to watch it. And over here, wanted to point this out. When I put the support resistance on, just in case you guys can't see right here, you could see that price, this red right here, is right over the 1 hour. I mean, it's under the 1 hour and the 4-hour arbitrage support and resistance, but it's under. I mean, it's over the 15-minute. So the 15-minute is okay, but we still have these moving support and resistance up here that we have to worry about. So gonna have to be patient and wait and see how that plays out for me personally. So that's for the DXY. I'm pretty sure EURUSD looks fairly similar. All right, so DX. Well, yeah, just how the DXY looks, like how it looks right now. Same thing with EURUSD. Not really a fan of how all this looks right now. Let me get rid of this. I did catch a, I did want to catch a sell on USD right here at 1.18400 and also up here at 1.18513, but price did bounce off of this 88 Fibonacci a couple times, then dropped. I still do expect this drop to happen, and so I might be looking to get into another sell over here, but not right now, not as of yet. Like I mentioned with the DXY, I don't know what it's trying to do, so and this is in the middle of no man's land anyway, but you can obviously note that it's just been respecting this zone that it's in. So that's perfectly fine. But I did take that L. I didn't think price was going to come up all the way up here and then drop, but still. Gonna wait, see how it plays out. But I do want this to drop down here again and then pop back up because it's, again, it's just consolidating. That's all price has been doing ever since it got up here. And back in July 30th or July 29th, July 30th, it's just been in between these zones. So watching how that plays out on EURUSD. Let's go on over to arbitrage. Okay. So with arbitrage, as I had mentioned last week, it had called the buy. Oh, wait, hold on. Let this set up better. There you go. It had called that buy to tell us to get out of the arbitrage, to get out of this long-term daily sell. But it's still, the Atlas is still showing that, okay, price is probably going to drop, which, so I still have this sell bias as of right now for EURUSD. But I would want it to, it still has a lot of decision making to do. It's still in the upper danger zone daily time frame. So I'm still kind of, I'm not even kind of, I am bearish on the EURUSD, just like how I'm bullish on the DXY, right? I do like seeing that the 4-hour candle is under the 4-hour RSI line. So that is one confluence that I'm getting right there. All these are right at the line, so it can either go either way right now, but I do think this is going to go bearish. And let's check the 1 hour real quick. 1 hour time frame isn't necessarily under it, but it is showing that it's red, the Atlas. So I'm still, like, it's holding under here. I'm still trying to get into the sell. I might get into the sell. I did take that L because I put stop loss too close, but it's okay. It happens sometimes because now we're going to make it back, right? So let me see what this looks like. On the 15 minutes, already called that sell. Like last week, it's been called that sell. So gonna wait and see how this plays out, but it's definitely a pair that I'm watching right now, but not gonna get in yet. So go ahead and come back over to this side. Watching. Oops. Okay. So let's go on over to GBPUSD. All right, so GBPUSD, I'm still in this swing trade, although I did take a good amount of my profits off of here because I did notice that this is a main zone, and watching price, seeing it drop from this high to down here, it's kind of interesting that the price still hasn't came up to the 61.8 because that's what I was kind of watching for on this the retracement, but I can still see price coming back to drop down over here as well. Because what does this look like? A break and a retest. Price has cleared up all of this move that happened right here, and now could potentially drop down to keep on going. But again, although I'm going up against a fib that I had drawn last week, what I would want to see. Do this instead. Then I don't know why this is still here. I thought I hit it. There we go. I kind of want to see price come back up here to the 61.8. I'm still in this buy, by the way. Didn't mean to do that. Still trying to see what price would do if it comes up to this level, and then a potential continuation to the downside. But it has this zone, like I mentioned, that it has to break through before it does that. So that's the reason why I said, okay, I'm taking most of my profits, and if price does end up breaking and retesting this, I might add a position to keep going to the upside. But as of right now, I'm just watching GU as well. I did say that I was probably going to add a position right here at this zone last week, but as of right now, I'm just like, no, I'm just going to wait and see what it does. I don't think it's worth it to try to rush into anything right now. So let me get rid of this Fibonacci, but I have that zone drawn out so that I could pay attention to it. Or not that zone, but that resistance all the way up there. And so, like I said, I was gonna buy a position right here, but I'm like, no, I'm good. It's too close to this up here. You could have played the range, I suppose, if someone was trading this. It's like 50 pips, I think, or 70 pips. 70 pips up and down. So that's a pretty good range playing. But I don't know. I see an M right now. I see an M forming, so I could potentially come back down to this downside. So if it does do that, then I might get out the buy and catch a sell real quick. So yeah, I'm just waiting on that. Like I mentioned, I do see this M kind of pattern right here, so I kind of see it to the downside as well. Let's go on to arbitrage. See what GBPUSD is talking about. Okay. So on the daily time frame, it is still calling for this sell. And let me see, actually. 1.32350. That's what I'm looking for price to come back up to. It's a little higher. If price comes back up to that zone that I called, because this is 32390, which is 4 pips away. Yeah, let me get rid of all this first and foremost. Because I would want it to rather come to 1.30915 first, rather than come up all the way up here. So I'm going to get rid of that. I do see that this zone is the one that's similar to the one that I have out on the regular charts. But yeah, I still want to see this happen. Price come up, retest off of there, and then keep going to the downside. 1 hour time frame, it is calling for a sell, but I'm still watching it because the level pro doesn't even look like it wants to sell quite yet. The 4 hour time frame is calling for that buy as well. I do like seeing that for the continuation to the upside. I don't like seeing the Atlas changing color like that, so this might be potentially changing into a sell, but we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, overall on the daily time frame, it does still have GU going bearish. And like I mentioned, I want to just see this push to the upside, then the drop. So GU, I'm still holding it, not really liking what I'm seeing on it to try to sell or buy it. Just gonna hold it. All right. Take a look at AU, although low-key I want to take this off of my watch list. AU is an annoying pair, I'll tell you that much. Okay, see what we have here. I think I'm going to do a fresh new charting on AU right now. Okay, let's see. Just a whole bunch of consolidation, man. Okay, let me get rid of this. Actually, I'm going to probably keep that now that I think about it. But I'll delete this. Because this did come up. Oops. This arrow did come up, but it just didn't go all the way up as I wanted by 20 freaking pips. That's upsetting. Let me look on the weekly time frame real quick for AU. It's still at this zone, huh? It's rejecting hard off of this zone that it broke and retested back in 2018 of November. So I still want to see price. I still want to see this overall, no matter, like, I still want to see this happen, but it may not, you know, we might just get, wait, what? I didn't mean to do all that. I want price to jump and like drop down then jump up there so that it can retest this broken structure that it broke through. But that may not happen, you know, that may actually, this can very well happen, just the break and retest to the upside. Wait a minute. Stay in drawing mode, what the heck? And then break retest, do that type of level. But it might just very well might not do that as well. But I'm playing the downside move. That's what I'm playing off of personally, especially with the US dollar to potentially gain power. I do know that we have these elections popping up, so that could potentially make the market gain more volatility and do other stuff for the US. But hey, we'll see how that plays out, though, right? So all I see here right now on the 4-hour for AUDUSD is for it to drop. I really do see it still dropping right now. Let me see something real quick. I haven't done this in a minute. Nah, I don't like that. Really, I just need to see a breakout of either side. Of I don't like the buy. I just don't like the buy personally. But we'll see how this plays out. It's just, I don't know. It's just something about AU that right now I just hate how it's been consolidating. It came up here, wick the top right here, came down, filled that wick back up, dropped a little bit, came back up again, dropped, came back up again, dropped. It's just playing the range at this point. I need to see a breakout. But what I do like seeing from this is from this drop that it had, it's come up to the 61.8 and it's respected it multiple times. So again, I see that drop possibly happening. I just don't like trying to take a position from where it's at right now. So let's go on to arbitrage. 4 hours called for is just calling for the sell right now. So there you go. Although it opened up with a gap, but it's looking to close that gap. Well, it did close the gap, sorry. I don't know why I came on the daily time frame on the right. I meant the 1 hour. Okay, don't know why it's acting up. Come on now. Don't get like this. Let me see. Just loading. All right, this one will do it. So, oh man, I forgot to. That's why it's taking so long. That makes sense because it was getting ready for that. Okay, gonna try to reload that page, but I don't think it will. I have to fortunately post up another link because I forgot to make this a limited time, but that's okay. I'm just gonna keep going. Set this and go ahead and have my regular RFID pre-saved and just put it on here. So what I would do instead now is I'm looking at both of these charts, but then I'm just one side is going to be the naked charting, and then the other side is going to be arbitrage stuff. But anyways, GA, I got into this trade back here on the 16th. It's been bullish. It's at like 100 plus pips. It did come to the zone that it's now been at core. It's just been going sideways right here. So I'm just waiting for that to change up. Go to the 4-hour real quick. Now there isn't really a clear view as to what may happen right here. I don't like seeing this engulfing bearish candle right here. So that might push price back down, but it's still respecting inside the zone. So a breakout is bound to happen. But I do think that, especially seeing this right here, although trend lines lie sometimes, trend lines do be lying sometimes, but I do like seeing that right there. Is going to close out this wedge. So this came up here, down, up, down. It's going to break out. I like the upside breakout, retest and continuation to the upside, but we'll see how that plays out. Gonna hide these. And let's go take a look at arbitrage on this side. Oops. I wanted that gone. All right, let's take a look at arbitrage. Arbitrage on the 4-hour time frame. Looks good. It's calling for that buy as well. So yeah, we got arbitrage called for that buy. Let me get rid of all that. It came down, retested the RSI line. I'm expecting this to continue going bullish. I mean, it's not at a bad entry for a late buy necessarily, in my opinion. I don't think it's at a bad entry for a late buy, but we'll see how that plays out. Like I said, I don't like that engulfing bearish candle. Let's see what this daily looks like. And I even switch over to AUDUSD so I can do the remaining of that. Yeah, with this bearish move, I definitely expected GA to go and move sideways. I think it might just do that. It came up and hit this. I think it might start moving sideways. I don't know why I didn't notice it till right now. But hey, let's see how this plays out. It did call for the buy on the 4-hour. and it's at a really good place. So we'll see how this goes. Let me switch on over to AUDUSD real quick. All right, so AUDUSD 4-hour time frame is calling for a sell, which I like to see when I'm looking to go long on GA. Really? Is it AUDUSD that really doesn't want to just do what I need it to do? Oh, wow. Well, isn't this depressing? Okay. All right, EA. So first thing, I actually didn't use. I haven't used this at all, but let's use it right now. Okay, so right now EA at this 4-hour support and resistance line, which is now the resistance. It's under the 1 hour and the 15-minute. I like seeing that. I do want to see this kind of go bearish. I mean bullish right now. It's at this zone right here. Need to see how this plays out before I make a move on it, because especially with seeing this drop, yeesh. And then price respecting this zone that all of a sudden, oh yeah, I had it hidden. With price at this zone right here, this lower zone that I rejected off of, I did think that it was going to continue dropping, but it sure as hell did not. So with that being said, with EA, kind of have the same thing on my head as with GA, is that it's going to break through this, tap up here, probably retest, and then try to continue going to the upside. Now, let me go look on the daily time frame, because I'm not really too certain about that. Because that EA drop that happened first, that is tough. And then EA on here would be my last one, and then I'll go and do EA once I start up the live again. On the definitely see a break and retest. On the time frame, I definitely want to see, because it's been respecting this zone down here. So that's my thoughts on EA. Possibly, like I said, to come back up here at this previous zone that it dropped. All right, so now let's go on to the arbitrage side to see what EURAUD looks like. So on the hourly time frame, it's already called for that buy. It still has, oops, what am I doing? It still has this, again, like I said, this resistance that I'm putting. I actually kind of like it this way that I'm doing it. One side have the clean charts, the other side you can see exactly. I might leave it like this. But anyways, let's go on to the 4-hour time frame. I might really leave it like that. And on the 4-hour time frame, it just called for the buy, so it still needs to break through the mean line on the 4-hour time frame. So yeah, everything's really, well, when this can do what it needs to do. There we go. So once we get once we get past this zone that it's currently at, once price breaks through it, I expect it to possibly keep going bullish until it hits the zone, retest it, then keep going to the upside. But I do, like I mentioned, I am bullish on EA. Kind of don't like the position for me personally, because if I were to have to set a stop loss, it'd probably be like down here, and that'll make it basically a 50 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So I kind of miss that, but we'll see how this plays out, because if price can come back down, I mean, I do like seeing it over the RSI line on the 4-hour. I do love seeing that, and I love seeing that wick to the downside. It's making it hard for me not to want to buy this right now, but I'm gonna be patient and wait, because that's what good traders do. They be patient and wait. So let's go on to EURGBP. Go to the naked chart first. All right, so EURGBP is still in the sell. Basically, it's in the middle of no man's land, kind of. It came to our first target, which was right here at 0.950, basically. That's where the first target was at. And so I've taken most of my profits off of this trade, but what I would kind of want to see right now is for price to come back up here, respect this, and then keep going to the downside, right, on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, and this is what I'm trying to get off of here, because we do have this bullish move skim to the 50 right here. We'll get one more 61 or 71, then we'll see how that plays out after that. But until then, still want to see that drop. We'll love to see this play out. Like I said, that would be most beneficial. I'd put in another entry up here. I was gonna get into another sell when price was here, but unfortunately I didn't. But yeah, I would love to see price to climb back up and then drop down for me on the 4-hour time frame. And I don't necessarily want to look at the 1 hour right now. Dropped up. Yeah, I would rather wait for price to get up here to then see if I'm gonna sell it to the downside. So that is for the naked charts. Let's go on to the arbitrage charts. It's funny, the 4-hour, same thing. Price has it right here at the upper danger zone for price to come up to. Price is already, like, the Atlas is already calling for a buy, so that's a good sign for me. But at the same time, if it does keep going to the upside, then I'm gonna be like, okay, well, I'm not gonna get into this trade, right? So that's for the 4-hour. Let's see. All right, so the 4-hour, I mean, for the 1 hour, yeah, I can see it still potentially come up. It's still at the upper danger zone, though, so we could see some type of resistance here, as we should, because this was the previous place that price ended up dropping when it came down to. I mean, when it came up to. So we can watch out for that. And lastly, let's go into the daily time frame. Okay. Make that look a little better. Oh wow, I have a lot of drawings for down there that I need to delete. I don't even know when's the last time I did all that. But yeah, daily time frame definitely rejected. Hold on, I actually really need to delete all that. I'll do that later though. A lot of editing today. Okay, I took those off because it was just too much. But yeah, price definitely came and rejected off of this zone on the daily time frame, which was the upper danger zone. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see how things play out on EURGBP. So going to go on to EURNZD, then go to this chart. Okay. So right now, what I'm looking for on EURNZD, it did create this, it created this lower high up here, and then a lower low. Then it's made a lower high, rejecting off of this zone. At this 1 hour, it's coming up to this 1 hour support. I kind of want to see it drop a little low, a little down, to maybe potentially come back down to this previous support that it dropped, it stopped at, and then keep going back to the upside possibly. Not really looking for the upside move though. Let's go on the 4 hour time frame, or daily, sorry. Okay, so kind of not feeling how this looks necessarily. Don't even, I'm actually going to delete that support. Actually, no, I'm going to keep it there. Okay. EURNZD, kind of watching it. So I do see that price did reject off of there. I kind of still think that price might end up dropping a little more, because it did make this hella bearish move, push up to the upside, came back down. Want to see what it does here. And this is kind of why I wanted to push these lower here. Because although, yes, where it was at previously, there was the level where price did reject off of, but price came down here and it's been down here twice, and it still kind of looks like it can go bullish. So gonna just wait and see how that plays out for EURNZD. Let's see what we have here. So this move that I had mentioned a couple weeks ago with the bullish push up and then push down, that ended up playing out with EN. 4 hour time frame. Take a gander. It's not calling for it yet, but I feel like the 1 hour most likely would be calling for the buy. And if it does, then I might buy it. This might be my Sunday trade. If it could just load, that'd be great. Yep, there it is. So EURNZD on the 1 hour time frame did call for that buy. I'm going to get into that trade actually. I like it a lot. See how this plays out. Where is it? right. Sorry, my bad. Was answering a text message as well. All right, so I'm in there. My stop loss, I'm not setting up a stop loss. When the alert goes off for me to exit, that's when I'll get out. I'm okay with this sell because, like I mentioned, I was actually looking for that buy since price has been dropping for that long, and then it was respecting that zone. You know, the second zone that it came to. So EURNZD arbitrage, and then I'll set it for a long exit all, but I do expect it to go bullish right now. Let's see what it does. All right, so we're in there. First trade of the week. And what I would do is I'm going to have it. I'd even. Okay, that's fine. I'll set that up later. And then what I'm going to have it do is in here, a little 50 pip gain. Oh, that is a 1-to-1 risk to reward. I don't like that, but like I said, if I have to get out, then I'll just have my stop loss at break even. But realistically speaking, if I'm trying to sell this, I'm trying to sell it up to at least right here for like 122 pips, back up to here, and then see what it does from there. So I'm gonna take that for sure and hold it. So we'll see how that plays out. I'll do crypto on at a different time. Let me go on and move to some. All right, so gold. I was in the sell. I was in the sell. I actually got out of it before the market closed because I didn't like how it was moving. But I still do think that it's gonna drop some. I do still think it's gonna drop. It's came down to 1934, which is a place that it's had a lot of rejections at. But I still do like it coming back down to 1915. It's been playing the range, and I'm like, all right, let's play the range then. So that's a good move right there. 1 hour time frame, it did call for the sell on gold, but it looks like it's currently trying to go bearish, and I do like the bearish move on gold. That'll be more sell for me. 4 hour time frame, let's see what it's looking like. 4 hour just called for the sell on gold as well. I like seeing that, although we did have a lot of fake outs right here, but I do like seeing the sell for gold. And on the daily time frame, last but not least, we have the sell for gold. So let's see how this plays out. I like the sell. I've been in the sell. Well, I got out the sell, but I might get back in, especially with that 4 hour. And damn, down to 1806. That would be love. Even if you dropped the 0.01, that'd be love on gold right there. So that's what I'm looking at for gold. And let's look at the S&P. Oh man, S&P it dropped heavy right before the market closed. All right, so right now on the SPX 500, it's still at this zone that I had drawn out, and this is the zone that it's at. It basically broke through its all-time high. And I said that since it's broke down, I'm like, this might end up dropping. And so that's what it's been kind of basically doing. Remove drawings. I don't know why I removed all those. Bring that back here. But still think this can go bullish. And dang, I think this might have already made a move that I wanted to get into before the market opened. I was looking at it earlier. But yeah, so still want to see how this plays out because it did break the zone. It's retesting it, it's leaving off rejections off of a previously respected zone. Watching how it plays out. I might get in this very shortly, to be honest with you guys. Let me look at the 4 hour, see what that's looking like. All I see is bear flag. Well, no, that is definitely not a bear flag, but I don't like how that looks. The 1 hour has a bear flag. Look at this. I love this bear flag right here. Drop. If it does that again, I might sell. If it does it again, if it makes another bear flag, I might sell it. But as for right now, looking for buys. All I do see though is a bear flag off of this sell. See how that plays out though? Let's go on to arbitrage, see what that lines up with. Okay, so RB called for the sell and it rejected off of the upper danger zone, and that's like basically a retest. And then yeah, this might drop, guys. This might be doing the digital dash on the drop. 4 hour time frame under the RSI line. It looks like it wants to drop, but those candles are telling me otherwise for now. And the 1 hour, it's called for the sell, but it's, yeah, gotta have to wait and see. If price respects here, this is gonna fall. And I do think that it might drop to make a double bottom for a push up to the upside, but we'll see how that plays out. Right now, everything's pointing down, so we'll see. S&P usually goes bullish. Like I said, though, I might get into a buy. I might get into a risky buy. Dow Jones, I'm pretty sure is but very similar to what the S&P looks like. So daily time frame, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to delete some stuff. Oh no, I'm not. Okay, cool. I cleaned it up last time. So basically, the Dow Jones basically on the same move. It came back up here. It didn't necessarily go back up to the all-time highs, but it did reach. It is retesting the zone that it previously did fail to break once again. I'm kind of seeing. No, that's not a head and shoulders. If this was a little higher, then yeah. But like I said, I kind of want to see this go bullish again. Maybe create a higher high. That's what I'm suspecting. But if this zone breaks, then it's gonna just keep dropping. Let's go look over here onto the daily time frame. Yeah, even the daily time frame is calling for the sell again. I mean, it did call for the buy, but it called for the sell on Friday. So we got to see this break, and then we can see that drop some more. So that's for the Dow Jones. Last but not least, let's go on to USD Mexican. Let's look at some tacos, Mexican peso tacos. I just like saying that it's tacos. All right, so remember, oh man, I still like this bear flag that it did because it played out beautifully. But I need to delete that. There you go. Let me delete all this stuff. All right, so prices came back down to this zone. Let me go into the weekly real quick. Prices came back to this zone where it previously at one point in time did struggle to break through, and it rejected it off well, and then it went somewhat bullish, right? But then it came back down. I want this up real quick. Just waiting. Come on. Don't be shy now. It come back down on Monday. Cool, it's nice. Or we'll see what it does. All right. So yeah, no, I'm definitely not trying to get into anything for USDMXN right now. We'll just wait on it and see what it does. Well, actually, it's going to 4 hour. 4 hour might give us some better luck. Oh yeah, the 4 hours about to call for the sell. I mean for the buy. So if it breaks through this resistance right here, I'm all game. Because this is the main thing that I was worried about. So if it breaks through this resistance, play ball right here. So let's see how that plays out. And yeah, that's about it. So thanks guys for showing up. Like I said, crypto analysis, I'll be doing that later on. I'm probably gonna just make a quick video later on. And yeah, I have some changes coming up from my personal channel, so I'll go ahead and post you guys about that later on. So thanks for checking out the live, for those who hopped on, and for those who are catching the callback, I appreciate it, or the recording. I appreciate it. And let's make some money this week.